Hi, I'm Amy from Whiteacres and I help businesses stand out, feel proud and look good all the time. On Wednesday morning, I spent some time with a lovely lady learning about her new business. Julian's business does a wide range of different things, and one of these things is decluttering, which is not just about changing and getting rid of stuff, but it's also about changing your lifestyle as well. It's about living a simpler life and changing your mindset, about less is more. When I went back to my office afterwards, I couldn't help but think I need to do something about my clutter. I know my mum would agree. And I'm not the world's tidiest person. I'm one of those people who calls mess organised chaos. However, when I do have a good clear out, it feels great. And I feel so much happier being in the space that I'm in. One of the things that people tell me that they like about my work is that it's uncluttered. I think when you're designing things, it's really important not to clutter them up. You need to make it easy for people to see the important things that you want them to see, and also for them to find what it is that they want to know. You need to make it as easy as possible for them and for you. So for a website, I think it's better to stick to the key points, just a few pictures, nothing too much, so that people can find the things that they need. And this is why often when I design a website, I have additional buttons on the homepage to direct people to the pages they should visit, maybe to the latest blog post or an events page, or to something else which is really important for them to see, or something that they can find easily, like you might want them to go to a best-selling product or find out about your services. People are not going to dig around for 10 minutes or so trying to find what they're after. They're probably going to give up. So I always think that less is more. You've got to make it as easy as possible for people to navigate your website. You can always add extra information later on, but make it easy for people to find what they need straight away, so they're more likely to bother looking at your other information when they get the chance. You don't need to include links to your brother's friend's chicken farm if it has no relevance to your business or to your audience. Unless you're Ling Valentine, in which case you can get away with craziness and clutter because it works, you probably would do best to keep it simple. Similarly, when you're designing for print, like business cards or leaflets, or you might be designing a pull-up banner or a brochure, it's really important not to be too cluttered. Too much information can be unnecessary. Believe it or not, your logo is not the most important thing to put on your work. Yes, you probably want to include it, but it's way more important to include a message that will resonate with people. So pop your logo at the bottom, below your message, and make sure it's the message that stands out the most. You don't need to put every single piece of information on your work, just keep it simple. Give people the most important piece of information so they're attracted to what it is that you offer, and then you can give them more later. If you provide people with too much all at once, they might feel overwhelmed or confused about where to start, or even confused about what it is that you do. If you can narrow everything down to one key message rather than a mismatch of options, for example, I help businesses stand out, feel proud and look good all the time, that's a lot easier for someone to understand. Of course, it's important with print work and with your website to be consistent with the colours that you use, the typeface you choose, and the general look and feel, so that people recognise them as yours, they trust you, they know who you are, and they can see that you're professional across every touch point. I think the same can also be said for a logo. Logos are better if they're simpler. Complex logos, which are more difficult to look at, have artworks in them or illustrations, and there's an awful lot of different colours going on. Might not always work every time you need to use them. Say you were going to sponsor an event or create a quarter-page advert, and then your logo will probably be used really quite small. It might be quite difficult to see what exactly it is that your logo says about you, what it is that your logo is. So I would say to keep your logo uncluttered, as simple as possible, and you'll find it much more adaptable to all those different situations that you might need. So living simpler doesn't just have to relate to the stuff that you have or the clutter in your mind. It can relate to your business image just as well, although a good tidy up in my office would be a good idea. But less really is more, because it makes more of what you have. Of course, this doesn't just apply to your business image in print or online. It could also apply to your office or your shop. The way that you write your emails, how you do things. Maybe there are steps you could miss out which wouldn't affect how things are done, which would make life simpler. It might even be that decluttering at home or reorganising your hours might help you achieve a simpler life, or achieve more in less time, or feel less overwhelmed. So I'd like to know what it is that you could do to cut out the clutter in your business. If you could comment below and let me know, that would be great. And I'm going to start by tidying my office and then take it from there.